Today is multiplying and dividing rational expressions. Rational expressions is where we have two polynomials in the form of a fraction, one in the numerator and one in the denominator. So the key to simplifying rational expressions is to be able to factor. So let's go through a few of the basics. If I look at x squared plus 5x over x squared, what's the GCF of x squared plus 5x? I can factor out an x. I have x plus 5 remaining, divided by x squared. 1x on the top, 2x's on the bottom. This x will cancel the x squared to give me x plus 5 over x. X squared minus 5x minus 6 over x squared minus 1. What multiplies the negative 6? X minus 6, x plus 1, over x minus 1, x plus 1. The x plus 1's cancel. X minus 6 over x minus 1. Three x squared minus 7x minus 6. We can do trial and error, or we can do 3 times 6, negative 18. What multiplies to negative 18 and adds to negative 7? Negative 9, positive 2. Negative 9 divided by 3, 2 divided by 3 gives me negative 3 and 2/3. So this will factor to x minus 3. This gives me 3x plus 2. Check it. 3x squared plus 2x minus 9x is minus 7x minus 6 over x plus 5 times x minus 3. The x minus 3's cancel, and we get 3x plus 2 over x plus 5. Multiplying and dividing polynomials. Let's look at x minus 3 divided by x plus 2 times x squared plus 5x plus 6 over x squared minus 9. I'm going to rewrite it. X minus 3, x plus 2. I'm going to factor x plus 3, x plus 2 over x plus 3, x minus 3. Just like when I'm multiplying with numbers, I multiply top times top, bottom times bottom, but I can also start canceling off. The x minus 3 on top cancels the x minus 3 on the bottom. The x plus 3 on top cancels the x plus 3 on the bottom. The x plus 2 on top and the x plus 2 on the bottom cancel. In this case, everything's canceled out, and this equals 1. It's pretty straightforward. Let's have a look at example 2, and that will give us an answer besides 1. So if we factor out from the first one a 2x, that will leave us with 2 minus x. I factor x squared minus 5x plus 6, x minus 3, x minus 2. Multiply, and I have a binomial x minus 3, x minus 1 over 2 times x. Because we're multiplying, we can just cancel things that are common. 2 and x, 2 and x. X minus 3, x minus 3. Notice the 2 minus x. It looks a lot like x minus 2. It's not the same though, right? It's very close. If I pull a negative 1 out though, that will reverse and I will get x minus 2. Now my x minus 2 is canceled, giving me negative 1 times x minus 1. So if I see something that looks similar but is opposite, when I pull that negative out, that will negate the 2. It'll make the x positive. It turns it into x minus 2. Any questions? Okay. If I want to go through it with this method, I'll go 3 times 8. What is 3 times 8? 24. What multiplies to 24 and adds to 10? 6 and 4. And then I'm going to divide by 3. I'll get 2. I'll get 4/3. So that means I'm going to factor to x plus 2 and 3x plus 4 over x minus 5 times x minus 5, x minus 2, all over 3x plus 4. The 3x plus 4's cancel, the x minus 5's cancel, and I have x plus 2 times x minus 2, no denominator. Or I can FOIL it out to have x squared minus 4. Or x squared minus 4, x minus 2, x plus 2. What multiplies to negative 5 and adds to negative 4, x minus 5, x plus 1, times, I'm going to factor the 4 out up here, and I'm going to have x squared minus 4x minus 5. Well, that's nice. I actually could have not even factored this and just canceled those. But we'll factor it to x minus 5, x plus 1, and if I factor the 2 out here, I'll have, nope, I can't factor that 2 out, so I need to go what multiplies to negative 12 and adds to negative 1, negative 4, positive 3, divided by 2. That will give me 2x plus 3 and x minus 2. If I check it, 2x squared minus 4x plus 3x minus 6. Now I'm just going to cancel whatever has the same in the numerator denominator, and that gives me 4 times x plus 2 over 2x plus 3. So if I was to take these crazy rational functions and multiply them together, it's going to put me in a rational function that now I understand, right? Asymptote at negative 3/2, intercept at negative 2, a horizontal asymptote at 4 divided by 2, which is 2. Okay, so it puts us into a simpler form. Everybody good? Okay, let's look at division. So, what do we do when we divide? Okay, so here I'm going to do the same thing. I rewrite my first one, I take my second one, and I flip it. I'm going to factor as I do that. And that gives me x plus 1s that cancel out. 2 can be left on the outside. 2x minus 3 over 4x plus 3. So let's look at number 6. First one, let's factor it. Let's leave it alone. Second one, we'll factor it and we'll flip it over at the same time. Division, multiply by the reciprocal. X squared plus x minus 6, x plus 3, x minus 2. X squared minus 3x minus 18, x minus 6 x plus 3. What is x squared minus 5x minus 6 factored? Negative 6 and positive 1. I factored and I'm flipping it, so I put it on top. X squared minus x minus 2, x minus 2, x plus 1. Minus 6's, plus 1's, plus 3's leaves us with, x minus 2's as well. Looks like everything canceled and this was just 1. If you look here, we've got division. We've got 2 times x plus 3 divided by x plus 2 times x minus 1 from our numerator. We are dividing by x plus 3 over x squared plus 3x plus 2. We will flip that over and multiply. It's like multiplying by the reciprocal, right? If I do that on the top and on the bottom, that cancels my numerator out and it gives me just one fraction, right? So x squared plus 3x plus 2 factors to x plus 2, x plus 1. My division has become multiplication, and x plus 3 will stay on the bottom. X plus 3's cancel, x plus 2's cancel, 2 times x plus 1 over x minus 1. If I look at number 8, x plus 3, x minus 1. What multiplies to 6 and adds to 7? 6 and 1 divided by 2 gives me 2x plus 1. That's 3, so x plus 3. Times, I will factor and flip. So this will go to the bottom, 7 times 1 minus x. And then if I take the same approach, 2 times negative 5, negative 10. What adds to negative 9 and multiplies to negative 10? Negative 10 and positive 1 divided by 2. That gives me 2x plus 1. And that gives me x minus 5. 2x squared minus 10x plus x is negative 9x minus 5. Let's see what cancels. X plus 3's cancel. 2x plus 1's cancel. I have x minus 1, x minus 5 over 7 times 1 minus x. Last thing I need to realize is 1 minus x, if I factor a negative out, is going to give me x minus 1, x minus 5, 7 times negative 1 will give us negative 1 plus x, or that gives me x minus 1. So a final answer of x minus 5 over negative